We're gonna do a paddle on the Norfolk Broads on the smallest river of the 6 main rivers.
Welcome back, UK canoers.
Hi guys, so we've just arrived at Loddon and Chedgrave. We just arrived in the car park, so you get 2 hours for free, but we're going to be longer because we're doing the whole stretch, which is about 7 miles out and back. So we've just paid for up to 4 hours, so it's £3, which I think is really reasonable, and it takes card, as you can see. Tim's just getting the canoe down from the roof because we've already decided where we're going to put in, so that's good. It's quite nice and sunny today. Show you the sky, so that's really nice. It's a little windy, like the gusts are up to 17 miles per hour, but other than that it's probably ranging for up to 13 wind speeds, absolute max. Here there's some toilets, so and showers. I've just been, it costs 20p, well worth it in my opinion. But yeah, we're just at the marina, and motorboats are permitted all along here because it's one of the main parts of the Broads. But in the marina they're not allowed to go more than 3 miles per hour, and then it changes and increases. See you on the water. So this is the marina. When we paddle out, we'll be going against the wind but with the flow, and then the other way round when we come back again. And then you can see that, but just here you've got a big metal barrier, so it wouldn't be advisable to put in there. And then you've got this old rickety bridge, and then Tim's just getting everything ready. Looks really nice, great conditions. The only possible issue we'll have is the wind, but we'll see how we go. It should be okay. It's all right at the minute. It's just when the gusts come in that it's a bit of a problem potentially. So one of the main reasons that we chose to paddle here is because it's meant to be really good for wildlife spotting, and we haven't yet seen an otter, but we've heard that they're around at this time of year, and especially on this river, so fingers crossed. Something that struck me was how greasy the water was just by the marina, so I pointed it out to Tim.
In 3, 2, 1. I'm almost in. I'm in.
I've come northeast to Loddon to paddle the River Chet with my husband Tim. We've never done this paddle before.
The River Chet is a small river in South Norfolk, England, a tributary of the River Yare. The River Chet is managed by the Broads Authority.
Right.
This canoe trip came about when researching the top spots to paddle in the Norfolk Broads. It's the smallest river out of the 6 rivers that make up the Norfolk Broad wetland, which is the largest wetland in England.
Loddon is an attractive market town with many a splendid Georgian house along its main street.
I read about this trail in a book that was recommended to me by one of my favourite YouTubers. Feels very rural and wild.
It's definitely very rural, very wild. We shouldn't be seeing any real civilization apart from boats on this journey.
This reminds me a bit of March.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Less windy though.
When we looked on YouTube to find videos about this river, it was so hard to find any that weren't focused on fishing, we concluded that it might not be very well known, which made us want to do it even more.
We only saw one kayaker on our journey, but plenty of motorboats. You did that well.
Thanks.
Hi. Not very long at all. You're probably less than a mile to the marina. Did you go all the way to the cross?
Yeah, I went, well, I come from the junction up at Yarmouth.
Oh, okay.
Alright.
Oh, wow.
There's a weir, look. Want to go down it?
Cool. Careful of the rockiness. The wind can pick up more than we're used to.
It's barely a weir.
So the first weir that we passed,
Yeah.
that is about halfway in terms of Harley's
Hardley Cross.
flood. And then the second one's at the end of it.
Alright. Oh, the flood. Yeah, the floodplains.
Yeah, Hardly flood.
Hardly or Hartley?
Hardly.
A joke in there somewhere.
Hardly.
I knew there was a joke in there somewhere and you got it.
Sometimes the wind is like this.
Yeah, dead.
Well, it's not completely dead, but
Yeah.
low.
Yeah.
Whereas sometimes it's awful, and of course it hits the boat in ways that we're not used to.
I don't know, I think we're handling it quite well.
To paddle the full length when you're launching at Loddon is 3.5 miles one way, or 5 kilometres. It's a pleasant paddle with an abundance of wildlife. Once you reach the end of the river, you'll see a small cross on the left-hand riverbank called Hardley Cross. This marks the boundary where the River Yare begins.
The river is tidal and narrow with tight bends and can be challenging for larger boats.
A 4 miles per hour speed limit extends to Chedgrave, after which it is reduced to 3 miles an hour past a number of boatyards. Although, when you go onto the River Yare, the speed limit increases to 6 miles an hour. Paddle power, 1, 2, 3. Forward. Sounds like a kingfisher.
Wonder where we are.
Picture this, extensive grazing marshes and big blue skies, herds of cows by the riverside, whilst birds dive and dip between the long beige grass and reeds. In the blink of an eye, while the grass and reeds softly whistle to the tune of the wind.
Just having a little chill.
Motorboats were, mostly, very kind and slowed down to create a flat wake. However, you may not always be so lucky, as we found out with one passerby. The river winds its way towards Loddon, passing Hardley Flood, which is an area of shallow lagoons and reed beds formed in the 1940s when agricultural lands flooded. Breaches in the riverbank allow tidal waters to move freely between the river and the marsh.
At low tide, much of the flood can dry out, and this attracts many wading birds, including some nationally important breeding populations. As we near the Hardley Cross, the river starts to feel more like it has a life of its own. with larger waves depending on the winds. Why do you like canoeing?
Oh,
Oh, I just want to know.
why?
No, I just want to know, I'm curious.
I just enjoy it. It's peaceful. It's an exercise. Get to spend time with you. Enjoying the outside. I've always liked the water, you know that.
Mm.
Why do you like it?
It's peaceful. It's exhausting, which is good for your physical and mental health.
Yeah.
I love being in the nature and taking time to notice things that otherwise would pass me by.
Yeah, I get that.
I love water, as you know.
Yeah. Other than when it's really wavy.
Yeah, because I'm scared, that's why.
Yeah.
But I love the sound of my paddle hitting the water and then the force of my muscle to drive it through.
Oh, that's intense.
Why is that intense? You asked me why. I'm telling you.
The force of my muscle driving us forward.
Yeah. And I get excited and humbled and more respectful of my surroundings and the environment and adventures that we can spend time doing. So instead of like just sitting at home or going to the cinema, like you and I, you know, for me, I find it fun that we plan, okay, where are we going to put in, where are we going to get out, what are we going to do for lunch, you know, what dangers do we need to be aware of. You know, it's like real, it's raw, it's real life as opposed to everything else.
It's different to the mundane norm.
Yeah, and I think it's like teamwork because, you know, sometimes we're out on the boat and we'll argue or whatever. Or
Oh, we don't argue that much anymore.
no, I don't think we do really. We're more in sync now, I suppose.
Yeah.
But I mean, you might do something and I'm like, oh, why did you do that? Or,
Yeah.
you know, or whatever. No, and vice versa. But I think that it's teamwork, and even if you and I did get stroppy for a second, it's like after that it's as though it never happened.
Yeah.
Because we understand that, you know, we just might be exhausted and in pain and stuff,
Yeah.
and then we just support each other, and I really like that.
Yeah. Yeah, we do.
That was a long answer, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's
And you weren't prepared for it, were you?
No, it's going to remain on the film.
So there it is. Do you want to stop us then? Because we don't want to go in the big bit.
No.
We'll just turn around here.
Well, let's go forward.
Oh, should we hang on to that?
Yeah.
Oh, 6 miles an hour out there.
Yeah. That's what made me thought it was changing.
Right, halfway.
Ha! Woo! Well, we started at 20 to 12. It's now 1:20, so it's an hour and 40.
Yeah, an hour and 40 is good. To do 3.5 miles, that's one of the best we've ever done.
2.1 miles an hour, Claire.
Oh, we've got off in the world.
Against the wind as well.
Hardley Cross, a typical medieval boundary marker, but in an unusual position at the junction of the River Yare and Chet. The cross was erected in 1543 to mark the limit of the city of Norwich's control over the navigation on the Yare. The river was crucial for trade with Great Yarmouth and the wider world. Norwich established a water bailiff to collect fees on the traffic to and from Great Yarmouth. The bailiff was paid in goods that were seized if they traded without payment of the necessary fees.
And away we go. And the time is now 1:25. I could always retire and do that when we're older. Open our own little canoe shop.
Then all of a sudden we can see fast moving water forming a line down the width of the river. We nervously pause and discuss how to approach it so we can paddle past without falling in.
Remember, by this point we'd never done moving water before, so it was a new experience for us. And we flew across generally without a problem. Oh, well, you handled that better that time. We stopped the canoe and edged it into the river reeds to allow us to be as still as possible, to watch the dragonflies flutter quickly between nature's aquatic plants.
Carp, roach, bream and pike have been most commonly sighted here.
I don't know if you can spot that from the canoe, but that is actually an eagle. Oh, it's hard to follow it. Oh, it's flowing into here.
Yeah, they all were. But they weren't
I
early.
thought this one was going out.
No, that's what I mean. The tide's changed, so it's coming in here now instead of going in there.
Oh.
We're now lower.
Yeah, we might go onto the bridge.
Oh, we're going to bump.
Why? That way we jump.
Because the water took us that way.
Should we go forwards then?
No. You need to go backwards. That's it. That's it. That's it. Right, ready? Ready?
Yeah, don't mistake.
Stood up. Turning. Getting out now. That's it.
Oh yes, go on, you're almost there. So I'm just in the car, we've just finished. I'm really tired. It was tough going because the flow and the winds at points were just so tough to paddle. We didn't see any otters, sadly, but it was still a good one to do. I'd definitely recommend it, just because it's nice to get out on the water and you saw quite a lot of bird life. Tim's just securing the canoe to the car.
Me too.
If you would like to support our channel, then please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe on YouTube.